What's up, everybody? Welcome back into Iwi Reviews. Today, this is Eric. I'm going to be talking about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, but now I'm going to be talking about the spoiler section of the movie. Because in the last review, it was just spoiler-free. I need to rant about this movie, so that's what this is going to be about. But before we get into that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And yeah, let's just jump into some of the information from the last episode I gave. So I gave this movie a 3 out of 10 for awful. This movie is bad, but what sucks even more is that it's gonna get a sequel. Like I said in the last video, it had a budget of $100K and it made $4.6 million. Oh wow, sorry about that. But yeah, so this movie is definitely getting a sequel. And I wanted to talk about the movie for things that really bothered me and I just needed to talk about. So let's start from the beginning. So we actually do get like a little intro to the characters of, oh, well, Christopher Robin left for college, but all the animals stayed behind. I guess we'd call them animals. I'm not sure if they're actual animals, but because they left them, Christopher Robin left them, apparently they ended up eating Eeyore because they just went into a craze and they were starving and they didn't know what to do. But at the same time, Christopher Robin was with them for years. I was very confused. Like, wait, at that point they couldn't fend for themselves? What's going on? I was very confused. I was just like, if Christopher Robin left when he was a child and they were also like very young, I could give it that. But it didn't make any sense to me. I was just like, Christopher Robin must have been with them for years. And yeah, I was so confused about that. Just to begin them, it's like, all right, maybe Christopher Robin met them when he was like older, but if he hadn't met, he would have met them when he was a little kid. I was just so confused about that. And even when Christopher Robin comes back, it's like, dude, and he's with his wife, or fiance Mary. I'm just like, can you not tell that this place isn't safe? Why are you there? He's like, oh no, things are gonna be fine. It's like, dude, no, they're not. Even like you'd have to be dumb not to notice things are bad. And sure enough, Mary gets killed because of Christopher being so dumb and wanting to be there. And they're doing it just to hurt him at this point. They really want to make sure Christopher Robin feels pain. And they end up capturing him. And at first I'm thinking, oh, they killed Christopher Robin. No, they didn't kill Christopher Robin. They just kept them as like their prisoner. But let's forget about that. I'm not going to talk about the entire movie, guys. I'm just talking about specific parts that I just needed to rant about. Just letting you know. Because, like I said, it's a bad movie. And I'm hoping some of you guys ask these questions as well. So another thing in the movie that was really weird to me is at a point where like now Pooh and them are doing like their because I don't know the extent of Pooh's powers. So Pooh ends up showing up at the house along with Piglet, and there's one scene where you see Pooh being surrounded by bees, and I'm just wondering to myself, can Pooh control these bees? What's going on? But nothing happens right there with these bees, and I'm just like, all right, whatever, nothing happens with these bees. However, later on in the movie, you see the bees again, and now Pooh can actually use the bees to kill people. He sends them to kill people. And I'm just like, whoa, where did that power come from? Not only that, why does he wait till the end of the movie to use this? There was times earlier where he chased a girl in the forest. Like, why didn't you send the bees to stop her? And then when Maria and her friends were like getting away, even in that, like right before that, when the scene where we first saw the bees, like, why didn't you send the bees in to go kill people? I was like, I didn't understand the point of these bees. He just uses them one time later in the movie, and it just seemed very dumb of why he used it. I'm sorry, I just found it really dumb. All right, so right there where we talked about, and then going along with that, even talking about the extent of his powers, there's a scene where Piglet dies in the movie, where I think her name was Alice. She ends up using a sledgehammer, and she kills him. And she first ties him up, she knocks him out, and then ties him up, and then just wails on him and kills him. Which is fine, it was like, okay. But then later on, Pooh is attacked by so much stuff, but yet he won't go down. He won't go down, it's just like, wait, why is it that Pooh has all these, like, abilities, but yet Piglet was just an easy kill? I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm very confused about what the supernatural is in this world, because it makes no sense to me. It made no sense. Alright, now I'm going to talk about Maria. So in the other review, I talked about how there's a weird subplot. So Maria had a stalker before the events of the movie, and I guess she left the cabin in order to like deal with her trauma or whatever. But there was this subplot of a stalker, and I never understood what was the point about it. It felt like they only used it as an excuse for why Maria had a gun. And she did have a gun, and it ends up getting used, but not by her. But it was just like, why did that happen? It made very little sense to me. Let me see, going along. All right, so even talking now about like Maria's subplot, Maria and Christopher Robin have like a moment where like Christopher tries to help her because she helped him earlier in the movie, but he's acting like he really knows Maria, but they only met for like a split second when she rescued him. So I don't know why he has so much loyalty to protect her. I was like, no, Christopher, get the fuck out of here. I was just like, I didn't get it. I was like, it's not even about being a good person or bad person. Like, it made no sense that he did that. I was so confused. I was just like, wait, he just met her, and then he's trying to do so much to protect her, and it's just like, dude, what are you doing? Get out, Pooh. You are Pooh's like #1 target. But at the same time, like I said, Maria dies, so it's like, why did she get a subplot just to die? Christopher Robin doesn't die in this movie. Neither does Pooh. So like, all right, like Irish said, it's gonna get a sequel. But it was just like, what was the point of all this? They just threw in all these people just to die? It just didn't work for me. Let me see, what else do I want to complain about? So I already talked about the weird powers. There's this one character, Charlene, that she was their prisoner for Pooh and Piglet. And she hates Piglet. She ends up getting a gun, Maria's gun, and she calls out Piglet. And they have this weird standoff where she has the gun, and I guess she used the one bullet that was already there, I guess. But Piglet still ends up killing her. But they have like this showdown, but I'm like, does the movie really want us to expect that Charlene has any chance? Like, they just introduced her like less than 2 minutes before, and she's already in this fight with Piglet. It's like, it made no sense. It was like, you just threw her in there just to throw her in there. It made no sense for that character to even exist. It was just, or like for us to even root for the characters. Like, the character was just there to die. And yeah, that just didn't make sense to me. Okay, so here's a funny thing from, and I say funny, but it's very stupid. If you've seen the trailer, you saw that there was this one girl that was in a hot tub by herself, in her bikini and all of that. And it's like, she was just, you can tell she was casted just because she's hot. That's literally the only reason this girl, I feel, got casted, is because she's hot. Okay, so this is earlier in the movie when they're barely starting to kill people, or at least that we're seeing people get killed. Actually, I got another story after this. So she's in the hot tub and she's taking selfies, trying to be all hot and stuff. She looks at one of her pictures. She sees Pooh in the background and she's like, oh, who's out there, whatever. At this point, you would think, call the cops, go inside, lock yourself in, do those stuff. What does the bitch do? She just stays out there and just chilling. And it's just like, wait, what? Why are you staying outside when you clearly saw Pooh? You saw someone out there. Why are you staying outside? And I was just so confused. I was like, this just seems like bad writing. I'm like, a normal person would have been like, oh crap, no, something's out there. I gotta get back inside. But she stayed out there. And sure enough, they end up using chloroform or something like that to like knock her out. And then they kill her in like a very messed up way. Piglet like holds her down and Pooh drives over her head in a car. Also, how did Pooh learn how to drive? Another question that I'm curious about. Alright, so I said like there was another funny part earlier. So one of their friends, Tina, she didn't go with the original 5 girls out there. She was going on her own and she was going to meet up with them. Apparently when they're out there, all other 5 girls, instead of having their phones on, they're like, oh no, we want to disconnect from normalcy. But their friend hasn't arrived. So they all turn off their phones. It's like, why'd you turn off your phone before your other friend gets there? You should make sure you leave your phones on to find out when she gets there. And then when she gets there, you turn your phones off. Well, Maria goes to the wrong spot and she's walking in the forest, and sure enough, Pooh kills her. But it's like, why'd you walk into the forest when you don't see the cabin? Why would you walk in there? You wait till you see something. It just felt so dumb. Because logic just went out the door. And I know with a lot of horror films, that's what happens. But in this movie, it's so bad that it was just like, no, I can't even like jump into this because like these characters just seem so stupid. And yeah, guys, I can't recommend this movie. I'm sorry that I had to rant about it again in this the spoiler part, but I just needed to rant about how much I thought this movie was stupid. And please do not waste your time with it. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys had a moment with this movie, if you watched it, that you just thought this is so dumb and you just didn't watch it. But, and if some of you guys are only looking at my spoiler thoughts on it, wondering about it, it's like, guys, don't waste your time. This movie's so bad. Oh my god, I don't know what to say. It was nice for the content, but other than that, I wouldn't recommend anyone watch this movie. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, we'll see what happens next. I'll definitely do a review for the sequel if that ever happens. All right, talk to you guys soon. Bye.